has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
Make sure you get the SportsGrid app on iOS or Android. It's free. You're going to love it. You can watch the network on there. It's got the TV side. You can listen to the network on there. It's got the radio side. It's got it all. In-game odds. Follow your favorite host like Carver Hyde. The SportsGrid app. Everybody's doing it. They just won't admit it. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Hey, did you know that we're streaming on X? We're streaming on X right now. Just go to SportsGrid-Live and you can watch us streaming on X every day, all day, 7 days per. You can get the Ferrall Coast to Coast full show and Ferrall on a Bench podcast on Apple, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts every Monday through Friday. Go get them. You'll like them. And then let's look at the lineup for tonight and on both the TV and radio sides. After this show at 6 p.m. Eastern, it's GTD, Game Time Decisions, with the mayor of Miami, Joe Ranieri, the one and only. And then at 8 o'clock till 10, it's the original OG, In-Game Live, with Scott Wetzel and Dave Sharapan. And then at 10, it's Sports Rage with Morency and his friends like Cam Stewart Live, the Prime Minister from Toronto. And on SportsGrid Radio at 8 to 10, it's Carver and Lisi, all tonight on SportsGrid TV and SportsGrid Radio. You don't want to miss any of that, I'll tell you that much. As we get into hour number 2 here, we're still talking about the NBA from last night and heading into the weekend. Tonight, everyone plays. Sunday, everyone plays. And Sunday, it's games all at 1 and then at 3:30.
It certainly is. And yes, let's just clean up one or two other things from last night. The Pacers did beat the Cavs. They kind of struggled, though, having to do it. 114 to 112. Tyrese Halliburton did close it out late for the Pacers on TNT.
Other guys, those starters. Tyson takes it in. The other way comes Halliburton. Tied at 107. This could break the tie with a three. Halliburton sets another three.
Oh. I think they're a tough team. I think they won 6 in a row again, and they got it done. They win. They didn't cover. They were giving Cleveland 10.5. Somehow inexplicably, and I hit that 10.5. But I'll say this. I don't want to play the Pacers in the playoffs. I'm telling you, they're going to beat you. They're good. They're complete. Yep. They got several different answers to problems. They got all kinds of guys that can put it in the hole and that can defend and rebound and block shots. They have, crafty guards, 3 of them. They mean business. I mean, they are overlooked again. Last year, you saw what they did. They got rid of the Knicks, and they were a damage plan in the playoffs. Now this year, no one at all, except us, is talking about them. They're a tough team. I don't want any part of that Pacer team in the playoffs. You play them, you got problems.
Not an easy day at the office when you have to go up against them. And they can still get here. Over these last couple games, they're only one back of the Knicks now for the 3 seed because the Knicks lost last night against Detroit, 115 to 106. Cunningham had 36 for the Pistons. So as of right now, the Knicks are still in the 3. They would play the Pistons if it ends that way, but the Pacers are knocking on their door, Scotty, right behind them. Knicks didn't look great last night.
Yeah, they didn't look good last night. They have the Cavs tonight at the Garden. Here's the problem I have with them. So I've said this 1,000 times. They just don't beat good teams. I thought they'd beat Detroit. They are better than Detroit. I mean, they were 7 games better than Detroit. But I thought they got their ass beat last night. Now they come home to a sellout tonight at the Garden against the Cavs, who they never beat. So are they going to really blow this? They really are, and they're going to drop down to the 4. It looks like it to me. Like, the Pacers are just flat out playing better than the Knicks. I saw the Knicks beat the Suns, whatever, and they won by 12 or whatever it was, because the Suns mailed it in weeks ago. They're finished. The Knicks can only beat bad teams.
The Pacers close out with the Magic and the Cavs. The Knicks close out with the Cavs and the Nets for their last 2 games.
Well, at least they play the Nets, but every time they play them, it's a war.
It certainly is. Finally, we did all that Nugget stuff yesterday. I remember Joker with the whiteboard being the coach. You sent me this. I thought it was pretty good. The Aaron Gordon saying, if Joker now wants to go be a head coach, which, by the way, would never happen because he was going to go own horses for the rest of his life. But if he was to be a head coach, he'd have a guy willing to be on his staff, and Aaron Gordon.
I always told Joker, man, if he ever coaches a team, I'll be his assistant coach or come work for himself. He's he just knows the game inside and out, through and through, X's and O's, and playing it. So easy to listen to. He's a guy whose voice carries weight.
Listen, here's the deal. He reminds me of Wayne Gretzky in that Gretzky saw the play 2 passes before the goal. He knew what was happening on the play ahead of the success of the play. I think this guy, Joker, is the exact same thing. He knows exactly how things are going to play out on his passes, on his plays, on his description and diagramming a play. He already knows what he's going to get at the end of the line. And most guys, like I play every day, and I think I only see the play that I'm involved in that's in front of me. I'm either going to make the play and the pass or the bucket or finish, or I'm not. This guy's already saw the play happen before I even get across half court. Like, that's what I'm talking about, and I think that's what Aaron's talking about right there, that this guy just sees the game differently. He's ahead of his time. And the funny thing is, Carver High's right. He's not interested in any of that. He's going to be at a horse track. That's where he's going to be when this is over. And he also wants to be around his people. He's always talking about the Serbians. He doesn't care about America. He really doesn't.
We've said this a bunch too. I don't think he even loves playing. I just think he's doing it because he knows he's going to make $50-60 million a year for the next couple of years, and then
pay for the horses.
You'll never see that guy again. He's going to go, he'll be at a horse track in Serbia for the rest of his life. So I wouldn't expect him to be anywhere near coaching anything. I wouldn't expect him to come back for anything. You'll be lucky to get him to go into the Hall of Fame in Springfield. Can you imagine trying to get him to come to Springfield, Mass? No.
Fly him into Boston? Like, he won't. But how long's the car ride? He won't do that. Yeah. Like, he wants no part of this stuff.
He does not. He wants no part of it at all. KD, and we mentioned the Suns are finished. KD's finished. He was getting close to coming back too, but they're not going to do that now. 2021 second round exit. 22 swept in the first round. 23 second round exit. 24 swept in the first round. This year missed the playoffs. Hasn't been fun for KD since leaving the Warriors and winning all those championships.
I'll give him this. He knows exactly who he is, and he knows exactly how great he is. And he also knows he's been on crap teams. Like, they put together crap teams. Let's face it, Brooklyn, crap. Phoenix, crap. You think it's going to be good because you have, D-Book and Beal. I think Beal was the weak link of that, to be honest, because he knows he has all the tools and power. He's not tradable, and he's like, you can't do anything to me. That's how much juice I have. Then you played in Brooklyn with whiny Irving and with the beard, who's never happy. He's only been happy when he's the man in Houston. And now I think he's finally realized that he has to be a teammate in the Clippers. Like, he's playing with Kawhi and playing with Zubac, and I think he's got it figured out. But before that, he was pretty much a big D.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We all know nothing beats the energy of playing live roulette in a casino. But playing roulette online sure does have its perks. At the casino, you'll average 40 to 50 spins per hour. But online, you're looking at 100 to 150. The more spins, the more chance of wins. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
All right, so we have Miles Frazier now from LSU getting ready for the NFL draft here in a matter of days in Green Bay. And it's got to be crazy for you, the rigors of what you've been through. Like, the combine and all these people asking you stupid questions that have nothing to do with football. How bizarre has it been for you to get through it and to see the finish line here? You can see a light at the end of the tunnel, I would imagine, brother.
Yes, sir. So I would just like to first start by saying I'm just blessed to be in the community. I know a lot of kids and a lot of people would dream to be at this opportunity. It is a lot with the Zoom interviews, the private workouts, the visits, the combine, the Senior Bowl, everything like that. I just take it day by day, and I just try to dominate each phase of it. And I just want to basically put my best foot forward in every single workout that I do, and just like that, just put my best foot forward.
So what was it like starting it off at the Senior Bowl and going down there and banging with all those other great players? You're used to playing in big games at LSU, but what was that like when you were around? It was kind of it's like an all-star feel, right, when you go to that thing?
Mm-hmm. It's a blessing. I just wanted to showcase my talents on the stage and play against some of the best competition possible. I know the players that I was going to face. I've played in the SEC from South Carolina, Ole Miss, Bama, and just every other school that I played. And I just wanted to showcase my talent that I could play both tackle and guard the highest level against first round, whatever round they got talent. And I just wanted to just showcase my but I was just blessed to be in Mobile, Alabama. It was a great experience just having all the interviews and the meeting the NFL PA people, meeting just a lot of different people. But I was to be in that situation to dominate at that All-Star game.
So, you went to FIU first, down south of the Okeechobee, down south of Miami, and played there, and then transferred to LSU. And then you went big time, and you literally, in your career, because I remember watching you play almost every position up front, like except center. I mean, you were playing guard on both sides, tackle on both sides. You're an all-around badass. What was it like going from FIU, which, you know, was cool or whatever, but then you went rogue and went big time to Baton Rouge? What was that culture shock like for you?
I'm not gonna lie, just the environment. It was a big culture shock going from New Jersey to Louisiana. Just a way different culture. I would like to say they eat football. Football is everything, and I was basically able to play at the biggest stage, and I compete against the best in the SEC. Play guys from Bama and A&M and Ole Miss. Play people from Georgia just to compete the best, because at the end of the day, in order to prove that you're the best, compete against the best. But felt like I was able to play at a high level, at the highest level of college football. And that's basically just what I wanted to showcase in the decision to come into Baton Rouge. But the versatility aspect, I would say I give all that to Coach Brad Davis. He basically has you from day one, you learn everything, including center, snap the ball, learn left tackle, right tackle, whatever. And basically, not a lot of people know this, but I was the starting right guard, but I was also the backup left tackle and right tackle if anything happened to Will and Emery. So I was just able, every single week, I had to game plan for defensive ends, outside linebackers, as well as the interior players that I was going to face.
So you dealt with all these guys at LSU. You dealt with Brian Kelly, all of his assistants. Was there any difference when you went to Mobile and you were talking to NFL head coaches? Same thing for you, or was there nervousness there when you're going up to the highest level? I think Brian's a great coach, but I mean, he's not Mike Tomlin.
I mean, so with that, I feel as though just LSU prepares a lot. LSU prepares you with media. LSU prepares you with interviews. Your position coaches prepare you a lot for getting on the board and showing your football knowledge and IQ, things like that. So I feel like to that, I was very prepared. I would say just from being at LSU for 3 years, and there's like a lot of workshops we do of speaking, and a lot of, I would say one of the biggest differences from FIU, even though I was blessed to go there, to LSU, resources, and they basically helped me make it in those situations. I felt very comfortable talking to head coaches that I've talked to so far, GMs, the O-line coaches, and everything like that, because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to be myself, and I know that I love football. I know I like to compete, and I know that I could be a dominant player at the next level, and I just basically be myself and just use the little tools that LSU has taught me with the training to speak to those individuals, and I'm able to basically showcase my ability to articulate and my ability to football knowledge and everything like that.
You're pretty smooth, obviously. We can tell that. So let me ask you lastly, respectfully, I got 1 minute. What are your people telling you about, their alleged thinking of where you're going to go in Green Bay in this draft? I mean, are they blowing smoke? You have no idea, or you have some kind of an idea? I got 35 seconds.
Yes, sir. So I don't really have an idea. If I were to say, I would say between that second and fourth round range. But teams, I've done private workouts, visits, Zoom interviews with GMs, head coaches, offensive line coaches. So I would say it's pretty much up in the air, and I really don't have a preference of where I go, to be honest.
Listen, you're a monster, 6'5", 3 1/4. I bet you can eat some food, son. I'm 6'4", 240. Yes. You and I together could eat a ton of food. I think we'd have fun eating lots of food together. Hey, good luck in the draft and good luck in the NFL. God bless. Way to go, brother. Nice job at LSU.
I appreciate you.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Okay, what tools can you use to measure those things a bit? And that's where you have like force plates and 3D motion and launch monitors, things like that. But that's all just sort of like measuring what's happening. That doesn't necessarily explain why one guy's really good and another guy's not really good. And that's where there's still kind of like this ongoing, how do you like continue to do research to understand that better? And I think that's going to last well past my lifetime.
The Smiley Show.
I know we're going to keep going on basketball, but I want to say this. I like the drive, putt and chip thing with the kids, and I like the way the Masters accentuates the kid in us, like when you started playing when you were a little kid. There's no denying it. All these guys that are on this tour that are making all this money, they all started golfing when they were kids. For the most part, they all started very young. I know for a fact, 80, 90% of them, like even Rory was, 5 years old, a guy was swinging a golf club. So, and I started when I was really young, and I played junior golf. And then I got really good at golf. And when I lived in California, I played 6 days a week, and I was a 6 handicap. I got 100 friends documented that have seen me shoot a 76 at the Bob Hope. I played in the Ralphs. I played in the Pro-Ams. I played in tournaments in California when I golfed every day of my life. If you golf every day of your life, you can be a really good golfer. If you never play, it's the same thing as basketball. If you never play, you suck. Like, so if I played today, I never play anymore. So if I go out, I'm all over the place. You lose it. But if you play every day, you get it back. I think it is so fantastic that they sell this game as a game you start when you're a kid, and that every kid should have the opportunity to play golf and to be able to play on cool golf courses and to be able to play with their dads or whoever, their moms, girls, boys, everyone. I think it's really important and really cool. It is a great game. It is a fantastic game. And like, you even look at Tiger's kid, Charlie, look at how good he's gotten. Look at his dad's girlfriend. That chick's daughter's a great player. They all started super young. Junior golf is badass. I think it's important that people know that. And I think it's cool that the Masters accentuates it and sells it to us, that we see kids having fun golfing at a very young age. I think it's badass.
It is badass. It's cool that the Masters does that every year with the drive, chip, and putt competition. They get all the kids out there on Sunday, and they have themselves a really good time. They are coming down the stretch here. Pretty much everyone has hit the back nine for the most part, or the second nine, as they love to call it. You're not allowed to call it the back nine down at Augusta there. But the story that we're going to be watching right now is these two seniors potentially making the cut Now, Bernard Longer put it in the drink on 15. It rolled all the way back down. So he made a double at 15, which pushed him back to 2 over for the tournament, which is right on the cut line right now.
Right.
The cut is at +2, and he's got 3 holes to go. And if he can play that in par or better, Longer might make the weekend. And the same is going right now for Freddie Couples, who I
He's on
believe
14,
was sitting.
and he's at +1.
That he actually just doubled. He's at. I got him on the Masters page at +2 right now. As he's tied with Longer. Right. So we'll see both of those guys sitting right on the cut, and Couples has a few more holes to play than Longer as they come down. As far as the top of the board goes, Scotty Scheffler has not been sharp here. Every time he makes a birdie, he gives it back with a bogey right behind it. So he's still 5 under, 3 shots back of Justin Rose, tied now with Jason Day, Shane Lowry, and the kid McCarty.
Freddie's on 15, and he's +3 today, and he's +2 overall, and he's got these remaining 4 holes to finish. He cannot have a bogey.
Right. He's I guess a hole and a half behind Longer, and the both of them right now are in the drop zone. They got to make sure that they do not bogey any more holes. Tyrrell Hatton has gotten hot too, as he is now 6 under. He just parred that 10th hole, so Hatton is 6 under, 2 back of Rose, along with Corey Connors and Rory McIlroy. So that's where we're at with all the teams. All the players out that are still out on the course at Augusta.
How about your boy Hogard today at 5 under? No one saw that coming. Is he the Swissman? Is that what he is?
Norwegian. The Hogard. He's got the twin brother, Nikolai and Rasmus, who are both in the field.
That's right.
Yeah, and I don't believe that how did Nikolai finish?
I know he had wind out there today. The wind is ferocious.
Yeah, he's finished. Nikolai's not making it, but Rasmus will play the weekend. And look,
Nikolai can go home and do the laundry for the both of them. He can just go home.
Right. Well, I think it was opposite last year. I think last year Nikolai made it, and Rasmus didn't even play in the Masters. So they've got that going for them. All right, Josh Giddey, 3rd player in Bulls history with 1,000 points. 1,000+ points, 500+ assists, 500+ boards. Only Jordan and Pippen were the other guys to do that. Pretty good.
Some lofty stuff.
New to casinos and not sure what to play? Well, try blackjack first. It has a lower house advantage compared to other table games, making it especially player-friendly. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We know what Chris Sale can bring. I was personally high on Schwallenbach. Smith-Shawver, their other starter, looks okay to kind of bad. They need to I don't want to say tread water, so I think that puts it in a bad light, but that's what they ultimately need to do. They need to tread water until Strider gets back, until Acuna gets back, and maybe it's just part of the team morale mentality that we're not at full strength, we need to kick things into gear once those guys get here.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Turning the corner and heading for home on a pain-free Friday along with Carver. Hi, I'm Ferrall. We're in New York City on SportsGrid. So how about this guy, Valanciunas?
How about this guy, Valanciunas? Of course, the Kings are going to be playing in the play-in tournament next week. Valanciunas will be playing in his 6th straight play-in tournament. He's played in every single one since it started in 2020. Played in every play-in tournament. All the spots he's been in. Washington, New Orleans, Sacramento.
That's crazy.
He's been all over the place, Valanciunas. So how about him? He loves the play-in tournament. I think he's got like the most points and boards in play-in tournament history or something because of all those games that he is able to amass. All right, here is your situation for this weekend. In the East, as you see here, what's really at stake is the Knicks would have to lose both of their games, I believe. Both games the Knicks would have to lose, and the Pacers would have to win both of their games for them to flip-flop the 3 and the 4. Like we said before, the Knicks play the Nets on Sunday. They can't beat the Nets on Sunday with a chance to lock up the 3 seed. Well, then they deserve to lose. That's just kind of how.
And we just saw them lose to the Pistons. So if they play the Pistons in the first round, maybe they'll lose to them at the end of the day. Like, allegedly, they're better than the Pistons. They got their ass beat last night by them. So what I saw is when they go to Detroit, they're losing games.
As far as the bottom there with the play-in tournament, Orlando is locked in. They will host the 7-8 game next week in the play-in. Now, who's going to play them? Atlanta, 38-42. Chicago, 37-43. Miami, 36-44. So, all can still get the 8 seed. Miami has the tiebreaker over Atlanta if they finish with the same record. Atlanta has the tiebreaker over Chicago. Chicago has the tiebreaker over Miami. So that's kind of how it goes.
But the bottom line is that the 7-8 loser gets to play again, no matter what. So
Correct.
You want to beat a 7 or the 8, or you're screwed. Because the 9-10, the loser, you're done.
Correct. If you're the loser of the 7-8, you have a second chance to still get into the playoffs and be the 8 seed. You'd play the winner of the 9-10 game next week and on your home floor as well. So you also have that. So the 8 is of utmost importance. Atlanta has now Atlanta's got Philly tonight, and they've got the Magic on Sunday. So that's who Atlanta finishes with. Chicago's got the Wizards and the Sixers, 2 awful teams. And Miami has the Pelicans and the Wizards, 2 awful teams. So they're all playing bad teams. You know, Atlanta's playing the Magic. They're not playing for anything. So they're all playing games they should win, in theory. This weekend. As far as the West goes, you know that it's crazy. The Lakers, with a win tonight, they would get themselves to 3. Denver's got 48-32. Clippers are 48-32. Golden State and Memphis and Minnesota are all 47-33. There's still a lot that can be decided here with all of this stuff. Miami, Denver is the only West game with 2 unlocked teams. Dallas needs to win out of that. Don't worry, they're playing either way in the 9-10 game. So there's a lot to be decided still 4 all the way down to 8.
Well, I think Memphis is in trouble. They got beat last night at home, have to play in Denver tonight. So they're, in my view, they're not getting the 6. So at worst, it's, to me, the Dubs. And then what happens to the Clippers in Denver? At worst, they flip positions, and they still play each other.
The game that's probably going to swing everything is, the most significant game is the Clippers play the Warriors on Sunday. So, you know, the Clippers are playing the Kings tonight, and the Warriors are playing Portland tonight.
At the Chase.
That game is at the Chase on Sunday afternoon. That's at Golden State. Now, Minnesota's got, they've got a pretty easy road. They should win their 2 games. They play Brooklyn tonight and Utah on Sunday. 2 of the worst teams Minnesota's playing. It's obviously tough for the Grizz because they're in Denver this evening, and then they play Dallas at home on Sunday. But Clippers and Golden State is going to swing things on Sunday afternoon in terms of maybe who got the bye and who doesn't.
We just watched the Spurs go into the Chase and have a Barnes daggered 3 on the wing to beat them in their building. So everyone thinks that the Dubs are so great at home, which they have been, but we just saw them lose to the Spurs there. Don't tell me that the Clippers with Beard, Kawhi, and Zubats and Powell can't go in there and beat them the way they shoot. I mean, the Clippers score a lot. And, I mean, they're as good as the Warriors. I don't care what anybody says. In fact, I think they're better. And I know all these people, because they got Jimmy lymphoma, think that they're going to the NBA Finals. I don't think I'll take my shot with the Clippers on Sunday at the Chase. And I've said this before, I'll take my shot with the Clippers in the postseason over the Warriors based on all the things I just said. I mean, you're talking about they got 4 legit pourers that can put it in the hole. I mean, all these guys, even Powell can pour it in. Zubats is having monster games. He just had his first triple-double. He's a double-double machine. He's a 20-rebound guy per game now. He dominates the glass. I'm sorry, the Warriors don't have that player that's going to dominate the glass like he is. And I think Kawhi Leonard and James Harden are savage. I mean, you talk about, okay, people start saying, oh, well, they got LeBron and they got Luka. The Lakers, they got these vets. Well, what are Beard and Kawhi Leonard? I mean, these guys are as crusty vet as they come. I think they're savage, and I can't wait to see if they can perform. I told you yesterday, people are writing them off because they think they're predicting that Kawhi Leonard's getting injured. That's bullshit to think that way. Let's see him go out and play and see what he does. I don't think that's happening. I got to be positive about his game because he's been playing his ass off this year, and it's never good enough for people. They still predict his downfall and his doom, and I think that's just ridiculous.
You never predicting.
You can't stop him when he plays. When he plays, he lights everyone up. He's playing every night these days.
Every night. He's getting out there, that's for sure. All right, let's go tonight. 15 games, heavy lifting here in the NBA. Some, of course, mean a lot more than others. The Bucks are in Detroit against the Pistons tonight. Pistons minus 5.5, 230.5 the total.
I think the game's going to be great. I like the Pistons to win, but I think the Bucks can cover to 5.5. They've been hot. They've won 6 in a row.
The Magic are in Indiana against the Pacers. We told you their scenario. They need to win both, and the Knicks lose both. Magic are locked in the 7. Indiana minus 3.5, 212.5 the total.
Speaking of 6 in a row, Pacers at home. I like them at the Fieldhouse tonight. Lay the 3 and a hook.
Hawks need wins. They're laying 11.5 in Philly against the Sixers. 240.5 is the total there.
I think they're going to put a $140 on them. I like the Hawks.
Not much at stake in this one, but the Hornets are in Boston against the Celtics. 19.5 tonight. 214.5 the total.
I think the Celtics are going to win by 30.
Yeah, that's a very good possibility. The Celtics winning by 30 this evening. The Cavs are in the Garden tonight in New York against the Knicks. Now, they sat a lot of guys last night. They're going to sit Mitchell again tonight. No Ty Jerome, no Merrill, no Hunter. Garland's game time. So they're going to probably kind of do a line change tonight and switch some guys out. It's minus 1.5 for the Knicks right now.
I'm going to take a stab for the first time all year and go Rogie Vachon and take the Knicks to win this game outright tonight and cover. They have not beat one good team the entire season. Tonight, they finally win a game at the Garden and beat the Cavs.
New to casinos and not sure what to play? Well, try blackjack first. It has a lower house advantage compared to other table games, making it especially player-friendly. Now, go get lucky. Let's get lucky.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We know what Chris Sale can bring. I was personally high on Schwallenbach. Smith-Shawver, their other starter, looks okay to kind of bad. They need to I don't want to say tread waters. I think that puts it in a bad light, but that's what they ultimately need to do. They need to tread water until Strider gets back, until Acuna gets back, and maybe it's just part of the team morale mentality that we're not at full strength, need to kick things into gear once those guys get here.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Mafia and Luke doing a great job running the show per usual on a pain-free Friday as we continue to rake through these NBA games tonight. It is hectic.
It is funny. Before I keep going, watching Freddie play the long, the 15th, the par 5 with the water compared. We see all these other younger guys. Everybody's trying to get there in 2 and bomb it over, and here's Freddie hitting his 4th, and he does get it on the green, and it's gonna be a long par putt for Freddie. That's going to be tough for him on that green today. So we'll see. He might drop back to +3 here and on the wrong side of the cut line coming down the stretch. All right, the Wizards are in Chicago tonight. Bulls, 15.5. Heavy lumber for them, 237.5.
Yeah, look, I mean, the Wizards, to me, have been covering lately, right? How many times have we had the Wizards in close games? The other night, though, they got lit. They've been lit a couple of times. I think Chicago should bury them. I'm gonna go Bulls here. The way they've been scoring and the way they've been pouring it in.
The Heat also in that race for the 8th spot for the play-in tournament. They're laying 15.5 on the road in New Orleans against the Pelicans, 213.5.
Yeah, I think the Heat here, because it's pretty obvious to me from the last couple of games that the Pelicans are already in Cabo.
Shutting it down. Off to Cabo for the Pelicans. A couple other teams are in that same boat that we have coming up. The Raptors are in Dallas against the Mavericks, -11.5 for the Mavs, 224.5.
Yeah, I like the 11.5, to be honest with you, with the Raptors. I think the Mavericks will win the game, and they won't cover the wood.
The Nets are in Minnesota against the Timberwolves tonight. More lumber, 20.5, 216.5 the total.
I see them at 21. Oh my God, you got to cover 21 in an NBA game. I can't do it. I gotta take the 21 with the Nets. I really do. Like I think the T-Wolves played their ass off last night at the FedEx, and now they're gonna go blow out the Nets. Really? They're just gonna blow them out and just keep blowing everybody out? I don't think so. I'll take the 21.
Another bogey for Scheffler. He's now down to 4 under par.
Fail.
So back-to-back bogies for the mighty Scotty Scheffler here coming through. Heavy significance in Denver for the Grizzlies and the Nuggets. Nuggets -6.5, 244.5. Big total.
Yeah, I'm going to lay it here, the 6.5. I think Denver will handle the Grizzlies. Bad look last night, long trip, thin air. I think they're in trouble tonight at the Ball Arena in the Mile High City.
Nothing at stake for the Thunder. As we know, they're in Utah against the Jazz. They're laying 9.5. They're sitting a lot of guys, Hartenstein, Dort, Jalen Williams, etc. A lot of guys not playing, but they're laying 9.5.
God, and then Utah won last night. I still got to go Thunder here. You're not talking about laying Shai Gilgeous down. He's going to play. That's all I need.
He's not on my list. He's not on my list of not playing. So it sounds like he's in. The Spurs and the Suns in Phoenix, both of them playing out the string, -5.5 for Phoenix, 232.5.
I mean, I'm going to take San Antonio. Honestly, the Suns suck so bad, and they have quit. They're done. Put a fork in them. I think they'll fire Budenholzer. They fired more coaches in the last 5 years than anybody I've ever seen.
The Warriors, as we know, need to win in Portland against the Trailblazers. They're laying 2 tutties and a hook, 14.5, 223.5 the total.
I'm taking the 14 and a hook with the Blazers at the Moda. I think they'll make a game of it. I think the Warriors are going to win, but I don't think they're going to cover that wood.
The Clippers need to win. They are in Sacramento against the Kings, -6.5 road favorites, 226.5.
This is brutal. They play the Kings and then the Dubs on the road. I'd say the better chance is tonight. I'll take the Clippers.
And finally, the Lakers are playing really a skeleton crew from the Rockets, as I told you earlier. No Thompson, no Van Vliet, no Şengün, no Dylan Brooks, no this guy, no that guy. That adds up to -11.5 for the Lakers.
Yeah, I like the Lakers tonight at the Krypton. Lipstick City.
And that's it. 15 games tonight in the NBA. 15 games tonight. 15 games on Sunday. All the Eastern Conference games on Sunday are at 1 o'clock East. All the Western Conference games on Sunday are at 3:30 p.m. East.
Fantastic.
And then we will come back on Monday, and we will have.
And we got playoffs.
That's it. We're gonna cut out all this nonsense, this dreck that we deal with every day. The Jazz and the Nets and the Wizards and the Sixers and all these awful teams. We finally get them out of the picture, and we just get to serious playoff basketball.
Pressure.
On Monday. We'll have some playoff matchups. We'll have the play-in matchups. We'll have everything ready to rock on Monday on Coast to Coast.
So when do they start? Tuesday night? They start playing the play-ins Tuesday night?
Correct. The 7-8 game, 7 versus 8, is on Tuesday night, both in the East and the West. Wednesday night is the 9 versus the 10. And then Friday night is the loser and the winner. The loser of the first game, the winner of the second game. So Monday and Thursday, the only nights next week where you don't have any NBA games.
So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday's the play-in deciders.
Yes. That's the decider for the 8 seed. Will be on Friday night. So
it's still a pressure game. It's still a playoff game as far as I'm concerned.
It's massive. I mean, those are the teams that will be fighting for the right to play the Thunder and the Cavs in the first round. Right? That'll be the teams that play OKC and Cleveland. Still, really no change here. Hatton is still at 6 under. DeChambeau, Rose, everybody's in the clubhouse. I think that, and a good job by ESPN. They haven't done a lot of good jobs the last 2 days with this, but a good job that they're really following the couples longer make the cut story right now, because that's really what it is. And that Scheffler has been bogeying holes left and right and trying to fall himself out of contention here, which we all
I hope he bogeys this hole.
I hope so.
New to casinos and not sure what to play? Well, try blackjack first. It has a lower house advantage compared to other table games, making it especially player-friendly. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
We know what Chris Sale can bring. I was personally high on Schwallenbach. Smith-Shawver, their other starter, looks okay to kind of bad. They need to I don't want to say tread waters. I think that puts into a bad light, but that's what they ultimately need to do. They need to tread water until Strider gets back, until Acuna gets back, and maybe it's just part of the team morale mentality that we're not at full strength. We need to kick things into gear once those guys get here.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, let's talk baseball.
Yeah, why don't we do that? And during the break, Scheffler hit a ball that went in the trees. I think he's on, what's he on, 12, I believe?
Yeah,
I think that's
he's
what
on
Scheffler's
12, but he
playing
hit
right
it
now.
over the green, into the woods, on the hill, with a big steep hill in the woods, and it rolled through all the trees and shrubs, right back down to the rough next to the green. Luckiest SOB ever.
That is called a two-time jacket-winning member roll that he got off of that muck and hill over there on 12. And most guys, that gets stuck right now in those bushes and in that muck down there.
You're done.
He gets the little roll right out of it, which is just amazing. It is. All right, baseball. There was only one game last night. And then we have that late afternoon Red Sox game too. But the Braves beat the Phillies 4-2 in 11 innings. This was a late night. They had a long rain delay in Atlanta. Tied at 2 in the 11th, almost 1 o'clock in the morning East Coast time, when we rang the bell with the Big Bear, Marcell Ozuna on FanDuel Sportsnet.
In the air! Deep left center! The biggest of flies for the Big Bear! And a game that started on April 10th ends on April 11th, and the Braves win the series.
It's a miracle. Maybe it'll turn around their season because they've been in the garbage dump, and now all of a sudden he hits this home run and they win in extra innings. Maybe it'll turn them around.
It might turn them around. You never know. Next on our walk-off list from yesterday, this game was on when we were on, but it finished after. The Red Sox needed to avoid the 4-game sweep at home against the Jays. They also did it, and then he chips it in. Is this guy serious? He gets that roll
he chipped
down,
it in. This guy, oh my
he
God.
rolls it in from over there, and he gets a birdie out of that hole where he should have, at minimum.
He's laughing at everyone. Look at him. He's laughing at everyone.
That is sick that he did. I think he chipped that in from just off. That is just out of control with Scheffler.
I told you he could have putted it in. That's how he got the break of the tournament
He's
so far.
Laughing over there on the side. Red Sox walk it off against the Jays on Nesson.
And a 2-2. Little dribbler on the infield. And then into the bottle. And the Red Sox get the run. And the Sox have won it. A Gold Glover at second base, and he muffed it. And the Red Sox win the game 4-3.
I mean, what are you doing to me here? Like, you think I want to listen to that?
It's just they were the only 2 games, and they both ended in walk-offs. So it's just kind of where we had to be.
Like golf highlights or something. Like I can't accept the Red Sox stuff. I don't ever want to hear their walk-off wins and audio or anything. I don't want any of it.
Well, nobody wants any of it, that's for sure. Mike Trout had 2 homers yesterday afternoon for the Angels. He now has 5 in his last 7 games. He is heating up. Let's just hope that he can stay healthy as well and continue to go and do that. The Yankees keep bouncing back and forth with Adam Ottavino. He elects for free.
Get rid of him already. What are you doing?
Stop bringing in Adam Ottavino. Enough.
The bomb.
Twice. Just get rid of him. Major League Baseball reportedly discussed adding a salary cap and a salary floor in the next CBA. Yeah, I'm sure they were thrilled with that at the Players Association when they brought that to the table. They've been yelling about that for 50 years.
That's
they're never going to say yes to that.
They're going to have another strike.
Yep, that's precisely why it's going to happen. The A's, there was some speculation about what's going on in Las Vegas there on the corner there at the Trop, but it is still on track for their stadium in Vegas, and they expect to put the shovel in the ground in June, about 6 weeks from now. They do expect to put the shovel in the ground in Vegas.
I mean,
let's go.
I'm surprised they haven't done it already. What are they waiting for? Utopia?
There is just so much politicking and red tape and other things that have gone on with this A's baseball stadium in Las Vegas that it's really just taken forever to get off the ground. Not happening yet. All right, we have, as I mentioned to you earlier, almost everybody playing tonight. I told you everyone was playing, but I know one game has already been washed off the board, and that was Toronto and Baltimore. They are not playing at Camden Yards tonight. Just too wet for them. But we will give you the numbers for all the other games tonight, and we've got some homers for this evening, including what is expected to be gas can night in Sacramento with the Mets and the A's. Let's go, baby. Lots of long balls in Sacramento tonight. Let's do it.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Okay, what tools can you use to measure those things a bit? And that's where you have like force plates and 3D motion and launch monitors, things like that. But that's all just sort of like measuring what's happening. That doesn't necessarily explain why one guy's really good and another guy's not really good. And that's where there's still kind of like this ongoing, how do you like continue to do research to understand that better? And I think that's going to last well past my lifetime.
The Smiley Show.